Oh, hello Libra, how are you? I hope that you saw my short and saw that I pulled a card for the beginning of each of the air signs readings. If you didn't, doesn't matter. I will tell you now, it is King of Cups in reverse, which is a strong starting card. I'm going to pull the rest of your reading now. It's got a little bit chilly by the river where I'm sitting. I wanted to do things outside, even though I've created a beautiful space for myself at home on my desk. I do need to get some additional lighting. So if anybody has any recommendations, please pop them in the comments. So I'm Shasha Crow. If you haven't been to one of my readings before, this is Shasha Rishi, and let's consult the oracle. Feeling so autumnal as these leaves fall around me. This is especially for you because the other readings, one was a little bit sunny and the next one was just quite calm. Just hopefully that the audio is still good for you. My hair is protecting my microphone. So let's have a shuffle and pull the rest of your cards. Okay, we've got Knight of Wands crossing. Got my autumnal witch's hat on. Talking about lighting, it's given me some pretty dark under eye shadows there. Oh, if only the sun would come out again. But we've had sun most of the day, so I really can't complain. What have we got for Libra spirit? Oh, interesting. Hold on to your cash. Or maybe that's just what's happening at the moment. It's getting a little bit windy, so I hope I can complete this reading. Ooh, you got the Devil card. In reverse. Beautiful card for the South card, Libra. Oh, and the Environment card. I really do look like a witch. I kind of look like a haggard witch. Love it. Couldn't do better with makeup, really. Just a little bit of shadow. There's no shadow, shadow. No shadow, shadow. Fun times. Oh, it's beginning to rain even. Oh my word. Please don't rain on me. We may have to go through this reading at a breakneck speed. All right, so Knight of Wands is crossing the King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse is a sense of feeling a very strong emotion. So a lot of emotion coming through, a heaviness coming through. Maybe you feel burdened by the state of your life at the moment, or there's something in your life that feels like a burden to you. The Knight of Wands, however, is crossing it. And so the answer here is in an offer of action and change and help. I think I'm going to have to finish this reading at home. Okay, we're going to transform into my home office. The lighting may not be good, but we'll still get those witchy vibes. So catch you in a moment at home. Hi again, Libra. Sorry, I stopped off in the underworld for a snack. Persephone was there. She said hi. Cards went on ahead. They're still damp, unfortunately. But anyway, let's proceed with your reading. Oh, this is quite damp now, despite the heat downstairs. Right, so where do we get to? So, we've come through these first two cards. We've got the King of Cups in reverse, which is that kind of heavy energy, this kind of fulfillment, maybe not quite happening in the current scenario, maybe a heavy sense of responsibility. We've got Four of Pentacles, actually. Let's just make sure you can see that. There, good. There we go. So we've got Four of Pentacles in the overlying position, which it feels to me as though you are holding on to your cash at the moment. You're doing your best. We've got the Knight of Wands, this kind of offer of kind of passion and inspiration that wants to move you forwards, but you're still feeling, perhaps it's the weight of your own desires, and your whatever it takes to get you to fulfillment feels like a really kind of difficult thing to achieve. In the underlying energy, which is a little bit more subconscious, we've got the Fool. So there is this lovely new beginning energy that wants to come through for you. It does come with risks, of course, but it's a new beginning. It's a new start. It's the first step on a path. There's a very Alice in Wonderlandy vibe there with that Fool card. The crocodile as well. Crocodile reminds me of Hook, but Captain Hook. But there's this risk associated with stepping out, but you are young enough and you are full enough of life to take those risks, to jump through the hoop. I love the presence of this fiery hoop that the knight is leaping through. What is offering itself to you in this way? Whether it's an offer from a person, or could be a job offer, could be you know, an agent, or some kind of representation, or just someone who points you in the right direction. In the past, we've got Two of Pentacles. So you were balancing two things. Just keep double checking to make sure you're still getting that card. So you may have felt that you were really juggling things, but that energy is moving into the past. So that seems like a good thing. You're still being very wise about your resources. And interestingly, in the near future, we've got the Devil in reverse. So the Devil, and I love this Devil. She's so cool with her fly agaric skirts. The Devil, and she's a spider. So she weaves a web. She weaves a web to catch you in it. So you can learn how to work your way out, how to release yourself from the bonds of addiction, from the bonds of unhealthy relationship dynamics, of unhealthy thought patterns, of, you know, scenarios, situations that you're giving energy to that are not building you up, they're actually draining you. So there is this lovely energy of ending those negative cycles, whatever they may be, or challenging cycles, if you're not wanting to look at it in those kind of polar terms. I saw this when we were still by the river and I loved it. You're coming through as the King of Swords. Now in this deck there are actually 8 kings. 4 masculine kings, 4 feminine kings, and you're coming through as the feminine King of Swords. So there's this grace in addition to the decisiveness that comes through. And of course you are an air sign. So Libra, you are the fairy godmother. It looks to me like the fairy godmother, this beautiful King of Swords. But you are in your boss energy right now, and you are in your decisive energy. You know what you need to cut out, you know what you need to put in place, and you're ready to do it, because in the environment you have the Magician, and the Magician has all the elements available to them: earth, air, fire, water, and they can weave pretty much exactly what they want. There's is this a swan? But it may be, what popped into my head was the golden goose. You know, you are able, you have something about you that means you can create gold from whatever it is that you decide to do. However, given that you're the King of Swords here, I think the Hopes and Fears card is quite interesting. We've got the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups, especially in this deck, looks like leaving all of the kind of the established, perhaps the established norms maybe traditional partnerships. This particular Eight of Cups really sort of refers to partnerships for me because of all the pairs of creatures that you see flying around it. It may be that you're going solo at this point. You might be single at this point, and you might be like, well, that's not a priority for me right now. It's not a priority to kind of match myself to someone else. And there is a certain compromise and settling implied with that often. So you're saying, no, I'm not actually going to do that. I have my own colours. I have my own shape. She's got this lovely ladybird. There's no lady. She's not leaving behind a ladybird. So it may be that she's just moving towards ultimately another ladybird, right? If there wants to be a partnership at some point. But the shape of life, this is what's coming through from my guides and your guides. The shape of life as it was did not fit. The shape of partnerships did not fit. And now we have this endless possibility, basically. So everything is fluid. Everything can be what it needs to be. And then in the outcome card, we've got a Three of Swords. So it looks as though there's some kind of grief. Maybe you're still grieving something or someone that's come before. Maybe you've lost a loved one recently, and that grief is the process that you're going to be going through. So you're going to be going through that grief into the next, 6 weeks and onwards. Grief is not a linear process necessarily, and it does not go like that. So you will be working with your grief, but this grief can also inform your creative output as well. Ultimately, not necessarily, it's not something you should force, but it will come up naturally for you. We have here the King of Swords in reverse, but the masculine king. So we've got both King of Swords here. I love the swallow in this card and the lovely kind of floral samurai. So although it is the masculine king, we've got these very feminine elements to the design of that card. Love it. Can we see it? Yeah. And for me, the King of Swords in reverse is a letting go. So whilst you've got this strong but soft feminine energy of the King of Swords at the bottom of this column, so in the south position, you also have a King of Swords in reverse in the outcome next to the Three of Swords. I'd like to pull another card on that because I want to clarify what's going on there. There's change implied. You haven't got any major change cards apart from maybe this Eight of Cups. You may also be traveling, but you're traveling alone, whereas maybe you were planning on traveling with another person. So that's the implication there. And we've got an Eight of Swords. So there is a sense of sadness in the outcome. And I think that's not because you're going to be sad, like that's not the end result. There is no end result. It is, these are the things you're likely to be dealing with in the next 4 to 6 weeks. This sense of being a little bit trapped. So maybe you'll be reviewing the ways in which you've limited yourself. Your resources may currently be limited. We've got that Four of Pentacles in the crown. Let's go again. Whoop. Guides and angels. I was about to invoke them, but I didn't need to because the card popped out. Knight of Cups, sorry. And this is a very visceral Knight of Cups. We've got the heart here that's being played like a lute or a harp in a lotus. So it has a very Kuan Yin vibe to it. She's enthroned in the lotus and she's playing on the heartstrings. So basically, the outcome of all of this, so the ending of these negative patterns or spirals, this feeling of heaviness about, am I going to get to fulfillment, or what is it that I'm going to have? Have I put too much pressure on myself? That these particular things I believe will lead me to fulfillment. Do I need to think smaller? You know, Four of Pentacles, do I need to think smaller? But in the root of the spread, the Fool is saying no. The Fool is saying, you've got this. You have the fresh energy that it takes. You just need to get through this grief and transition that you're currently going through. You've got all the power you need. You've got the resources that you need. You just might not be. We don't have a Five of Pentacles, so I don't feel like you're in a poverty mindset. You're just in a very tender place in your heart right now. And so everything is going to seem a little bit more hard work, especially when it involves interacting with other people. Yeah. Anything else? Oh, this is lovely. We've got the Star. We're going to take that as your final card. So the Star card. The Star card is your highest potential. It is your biggest dreams. And I feel like the reading is saying to you, keep dreaming towards that ultimate outcome that you're looking for. If it is a series of achievements or a lifestyle that you want to live, you literally want to reach for the stars. Maybe you want to perform, maybe you have some kind of career goal, or indeed a relationship goal, if that's something that's important to you, at the forefront as a priority at this time. Or maybe it's just off in the distance. That could be one of your stars that you choose. In the Pentacles, in the suit of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Stars. That came up in a previous reading. I think it was Gemini. And it was about choosing your own particular constellation. And so with the star, it doesn't have to be one dream. It is the big picture of all of the dreams that you have. Keep focusing on that. And even when you're playing the sad songs of the heart, you will be led towards that ultimate destination. And that journey there, that star-studded journey, is going to be really, really beautiful. Oh, I love that for you. So, if you enjoyed this reading, please like, subscribe, share with a friend who is also a Libra or has Libra placements. So that can be Sun, Moon, Rising, or even any other planet or asteroid. I have really enjoyed this reading and the travel that I did in the middle. I enjoyed visiting the underworld. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, I am Shasha_Crow on Instagram. So I will see you next reading.